Yo, listen to me. Don't you dare scroll past this. Don't you dare let this be another video you halfway listen to while you're scrolling through your phone. Because what I'm about to tell you, nobody else is saying it. They're giving you the highlight reel. They're showing you the wins, the followers, the cars, the success, but they're not telling you what it really costs to chase a dream. I need you to lock in right now, because if you've ever had a dream that kept you up at night, if you've ever looked in the mirror and said, I was born for more than this, this message is for you, not for the quitters, not for the talkers, but for the ones who are hungry, the ones who are tired of the lies, tired of the fake motivation, and ready to hear the truth. See, you've been lied to. They made you think dreaming was soft, cute, like it was some fairy tale. Nah, what they didn't tell you is that dreams will beat you up before they bless you. They'll break your heart, drain your energy, test your faith, and they'll ask you every day, do you still want this? So don't just listen, feel this. This ain't entertainment. This ain't a speech. This is survival. I'm about to give you what they want, the raw, unfiltered truth about what it takes to actually live the dream. You ready? Because once you hear this, you can't unhear it. Let's go. You say you got a dream, right? You've been talking about it for years. You've been writing it down in your journal, putting it up on your wall, praying about it, visualizing it, telling your friends, telling your family. One day I'm going to do this, I'm going to be that. But let me ask you something real. What are you doing? Because let me tell you the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Dreams don't work unless you do. I don't care how big your vision board is, how good your intentions are, how motivated you feel after watching a few clips online. If you're not putting in the work when it's hard, when it's quiet, when it's lonely, when nobody's clapping for you, then you ain't chasing a dream, you're just talking. That's what separates the people who live the dream from the people who die with it still inside them. Work, discipline, sweat, repetition. That's it. That's the formula. But you don't want to hear that, do you? You want the shortcut. You want the blueprint without the blood. You want the crown without the cross. It doesn't work like that. You want to manifest something? Manifest grit, manifest execution, manifest waking up every day and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. I know you think the dream is about inspiration, about feelings, but it ain't about feelings. It's about commitment. I've seen too many people give up because it didn't feel good anymore, because it got hard, because it took longer than they expected. And that's the trick. That's where most people lose. They think dreaming is about imagination, but the ones who win know it's about grind. The dream will demand more of you than anything you've ever faced in your life. It will expose your weaknesses. It will call out your excuses. It will show you who you really are. You say you want to be great, but are you willing to be uncomfortable every single day to get there? Let me make it plain. You can't be out here calling it your dream if you're only giving it part-time effort. That's disrespect. You don't get to say this is your passion and then scroll for hours instead of working. You don't get to say this is my purpose and then only grind when you're in the mood. The people who make it, they work while everybody else sleeps. They study while everybody else plays. They sacrifice when nobody else will. They stay consistent when nobody is watching. That's the difference. That's the real. Dreams aren't given to the loudest person. They're earned by the one who shows up daily with quiet focus and relentless discipline. And I know somebody listening is thinking, but I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed, I got so much going on. Let me be real with you. We all do. But pressure is part of the process. Sacrifice is part of the path. You don't get to pick the circumstances, but you do get to choose your response. And if you let everything going on around you keep you from doing what you were called to do, then guess what? The dream dies with you. You bury it. You let life steal it from you. That's what happens when you stop working. There are no perfect conditions. There's no such thing as the right time. The right time is right now, with whatever you've got, with however little you think you know, with all your fear and all your uncertainty. Start, get up, move forward. And when you fall, get up again and again, because the dream ain't gonna give itself to you just because you want it. It's gonna test you first. It's gonna make sure you're serious. And if you're not, it'll pass you over and give it to the one who is. You gotta get to a point where your work ethic is louder than your words, where people don't need to hear what your dream is, they see it. They see you grinding. They see you consistent. They see you showing up day after day, year after year. That's how you earn respect. That's how you build legacy. You don't build it in moments of hype. You build it in moments of silence when nobody's watching, and you still choose to do what's necessary. Some of you are waiting for motivation, and that's the problem. Motivation fades. It comes and goes. But discipline, that's a decision. That's what builds dreams. The decision to get up when you're tired. The decision to practice when you'd rather sleep. The decision to say no to distractions. The decision to stop blaming the world and start owning your grind. You say you want the dream, then act like it. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop expecting someone to do it for you. It's yours, but only if you're willing to go get it. Put in the time, put in the reps, do the work every single day. Nobody's gonna hand you your dream, but if you're willing to work for it, truly work for it, the dream will start working for you. You think because you got a dream, everybody around you gonna clap for you? You think they're all gonna understand why you waking up at 4 a.m., why you stop going out, why you don't have time for small talk, why you're moving different now? Nah, let me tell you something, they won't. Most of them won't get it. And not only will they not understand you, some of them gonna start pulling back. Some of them gonna throw shade. Some of them gonna make you question if you're crazy. And I need you to know that's normal. That's part of the process. See, people don't talk about this enough. They give you the follow your dream speech like it's a parade, like everybody you love go walk with you, cheer for you, push you forward. But here's the truth nobody tells you. The moment you get serious about your purpose is the moment you start losing people who are only attached to your comfort. And that hurts. It hurts bad, especially when it's the people you thought would be with you forever. But that's the price of alignment. That's the cost of elevation. When you rise, not everybody around you is willing to rise with you. And you gotta be okay with that. You gotta stop expecting people to validate what was placed in your spirit. It wasn't given to them, it was given to you. That vision, that idea, that mission that keeps you up at night, that's yours. That's your responsibility. And just because they can't see it, doesn't mean it's not real. Some of them can't see it because they buried their own dreams. Some of them can't support you because your courage reminds them of their fear. And some of them love you, they really do, but they're not built to understand the level of focus, faith, and fire it takes to carry a dream to completion. You've got to get comfortable being misunderstood. You've got to be okay walking alone. Sometimes chasing a dream means walking a path where your only company is discipline, doubt, and destiny. It means being labeled different, obsessed, even delusional. Let them talk, let them whisper, because while they're watching, you're working. While they're judging, you're building. And one day they'll ask how you did it, and you'll remember all those lonely nights when you kept going without applause. Listen to me, if you need people to agree with your dream for you to move, you're already in trouble, because the moment they disapprove, you'll slow down. The moment they doubt you, you'll start doubting yourself. And you can't afford that. Your dream is too fragile to be built on the opinions of the unsure. You need to build it on conviction, on the fire inside that says, I don't care if you don't get it, I'm doing it anyway. That's how dreams are realized. Not with permission, not with consensus, but with relentless commitment. And I know it's tough. I know you want support. I know you want someone to say, I believe in you. But sometimes that voice has to come from the inside. You got to become your own hype man. You got to look in the mirror and remind yourself why you started. Because some days, that's all you got. Just you, your purpose, and the grind. And that's enough. That's all you need. The people who are meant to walk with you, they'll catch up. The ones who are meant to support you, they'll recognize your fire when the time is right. But you don't slow down waiting for that. You run. And you run with everything you've got. And trust that the right people will find you on the path. I'm telling you this because too many people give up on their dream because it got lonely. Because they thought the people they love would stay, but they didn't. And I need you to know that doesn't mean your dream isn't real. It just means your dream requires isolation. It requires a season of separation. You've got to grow through the silence. And when it gets dark, when nobody's around and your faith starts shaking, you remind yourself, they don't have to get it, I do. You don't need the whole world to clap for you. You need to clap for yourself. You need to celebrate progress when no one's watching. You need to trust that every rep you put in, every early morning, every late night, every hard choice, it's adding up. Even if they don't see it yet, even if they don't understand, the vision is still real. The assignment is still yours, and you owe it to yourself to finish what you started, with or without the crowd. Because let me tell you something, once the dream starts manifesting, once the fruit starts showing, once the doors start opening, then they're gonna come around. Then they're gonna wanna be part of it. And that's cool. Love them anyway. But never forget the grind you put in when nobody saw it. Never forget the nights you encouraged yourself. That's where greatness is born. In the quiet, in the solitude, in the moments when you chose to keep going even when no one was clapping. So don't let the absence of applause kill your momentum. Don't let the lack of support become your excuse. Use it. Let it fuel you. Let it push you to dig deeper. Because when it's all said and done, the ones who finished the race are the ones who ran it even when the stands were empty. Keep walking, keep grinding. They'll understand later. Everybody wants the result, but nobody wants the breaking. That's the part they don't tell you about. Everybody talks about the dream, the cars, the money, the recognition, the status, but they skip the part where the process will break you. And I'm not talking about a little discomfort. I'm not talking about missing a meal or getting a few rejections. I'm talking about getting to the point where you question if you're even built for this, where you look in the mirror and don't recognize yourself because the pressure has crushed parts of you that used to feel permanent. And listen, that breaking, it's not a mistake. It's not punishment. It's necessary. See, the dream can't be built on the version of you that's still soft, still fragile, still scared to let go of control. The process breaks you to build you. It shatters your ego. It tears through your excuses. It rips off the comfort you've been hiding under and forces you to confront who you really are. Because the dream demands a version of you that's different from who you were when you first said, I want it. But most people run from that pain, the first sign of struggle, the first closed door, the first heartbreak. They quit, they back off. They start talking like, maybe this ain't for me. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe I'm not ready. No, you are ready. You just didn't expect the pain to be part of the process. You didn't know you'd have to lose sleep, lose friends, lose confidence, lose yourself just to find out how bad you really want it. But that's what it takes. Because pressure reveals purpose. And sometimes you've got to be stripped of everything just to see what's real. The process will test you in ways nobody prepares you for. There will be seasons where you give 100% and nothing moves. You'll invest time, energy, money, faith, and still feel like you're stuck in the same place. You'll show up day after day, grinding in silence and wonder, is this even working? Let me tell you, it is. But the growth is happening in you, not around you. You're being molded. You're being refined. You're being prepared. And if you give up in that breaking season, you'll never get to see the version of you that was meant to carry the dream. Because the dream itself isn't hard. What's hard is becoming the person who can handle it. That's what breaks people. Not the goal, not the vision, the transformation. And this ain't gonna be a straight line. It's gonna get ugly. Some days you're gonna feel like you're failing. Some days you're gonna cry in frustration. Some days you're gonna wanna walk away from it all because the weight is just too much. But don't you dare give up in that moment, because right when you feel like you're being buried, you're actually being planted. The pain is not the end, it's the beginning of breakthrough. But you gotta stay long enough to see it bloom. People want destiny, but they don't want discomfort. They want the prize, but they don't want the process. You can't have one without the other. You want the top? Then get ready for the tearing. You want the rise? Then get ready to bleed for it. Because nothing that lasts is built without pressure. Nothing worth having comes without pain. The process breaks you so it can strip away what's weak, so it can get rid of the fear, so it can train you to trust what you can't see, so it can build resilience that doesn't crack when things get hard. You don't get forged in the light. You get forged in the fire. And that fire is gonna burn everything in you that isn't built for the next level. The laziness, burned. The self-doubt, burned. The need for validation, burned. Because where you're going, you can't afford to carry what's been holding you back. And when you come out of that fire, you won't just have the dream, you have the strength to keep it. But you gotta let the process do its work. Stop fighting the season you're in. Stop trying to rush through the breaking. This ain't about speed, it's about surrender. It's about trusting that the breaking is not the end of you. It's the making of you. The you that survives this, that version is unshakable. That version don't fold under pressure. That version doesn't need applause to keep going. That version doesn't break. That version builds. I know you're tired. I know you feel like you've been giving everything and getting nothing back. But don't quit now. Because everything you've been through is preparing you for everything you prayed for. The pain has purpose. The silence has lessons. The breaking is sacred. Don't waste it by running. Embrace it. Lean in. Because once you've been broken and you've healed the right way, you come out stronger, sharper, wiser, and hungry. And when that happens, when you look back at everything that tried to break you, you won't be bitter. You'll be grateful. You'll realize it didn't break you to destroy you. It broke you to build you. Everybody keeps talking about dreams like it's some destination, like you just walk in one day and boom, you've arrived. But the truth is, even if the dream does show up, even if the door does open, even if the opportunity does come, you can't keep it unless you become somebody new. The dream will demand a new version of you. And not just a better version, a different one. The old you can't carry the weight of the blessing. The old you can't handle the pressure that comes with the promise. This is what nobody tells you. Everybody wants to succeed, but nobody talks about the transformation that success requires. Everybody wants the breakthrough, but nobody talks about the breaking of old habits, old beliefs, old patterns that don't serve where you're going. You can't show up to a championship fight with amateur discipline. You can't show up to the dream talking about, this is how I've always done it. The dream doesn't care how you've always done it. It demands who you need to become to keep it. You want to get to the next level? Then let go of the mindset that's been keeping you stuck. You can't keep showing up late and expect to be great. You can't keep making excuses and expect excellence. You can't keep hanging around people who don't push you and expect growth. The old circle won't take you to new seasons. The old mentality won't get you through new doors. The dream is not something you achieve, it's something you grow into. See, the dream is always ahead of you. It's not waiting for your talent, it's waiting for your character. It's waiting for your discipline. It's waiting for your integrity. That's the hard part. Not the work, not the grind, but the change. The internal battle where you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I can't keep being who I was. It's time to evolve. And that evolution, it's uncomfortable. It's not cute. It's not glamorous. It looks like isolation. It looks like sacrifice. It looks like saying no to things you used to say yes to. It looks like sitting with your own flaws, your own fears, your own weaknesses, and refusing to let them lead you anymore. Because the truth is, success doesn't come to the most talented. It comes to the most transformed. The ones who are willing to kill the version of themselves that keeps settling. The ones who are willing to confront their pride, their laziness, their inconsistency, and do something about it. You got to grow up for your dream. You got to get your emotions in check. You got to stop letting every setback make you spiral. You got to stop needing validation just to keep going. The dream will expose every insecurity you haven't dealt with. It'll confront every crack in your character. It will bring you face to face with the truth about yourself, not to shame you, but to shape you. Because what good is it to get the dream if the dream ends up crushing you? What good is it to finally get the platform if your foundation is weak? What good is it to get the blessing if you don't have the discipline to carry it with excellence, the emotional maturity to protect it, the spiritual strength to sustain it? That's why the journey takes time. That's why the process is heavy. It's not just building your resume, it's building your roots. You don't just stumble into purpose, you grow into it. Through every failure, through every lesson, through every painful decision to stop being who you were and become who you're meant to be. You want to lead? Then develop the habits of a leader. You want influence? Then practice humility when no one's looking. You want abundance? Then learn how to steward what you already have. Because the new level is not just a reward, it's a responsibility, and you have to grow strong enough to carry it. Some of you are frustrated right now because it feels like the dream is taking too long. But maybe it's not the dream that's delayed, maybe it's your growth. Maybe the door hasn't opened yet because you're still trying to fit the old you into the new space. Maybe the next level is ready, but you're still thinking like you're at level 1. You want more, but you haven't become more. And the dream can't be given to someone who's still thinking like the version of themselves that couldn't even manage the last season. So ask yourself, what do I need to let go of? What part of me needs to die so the next version can rise? Is it fear? Is it laziness? Is it pride? Is it distraction? Whatever it is, stop protecting it. Stop nurturing it. Stop justifying it. That version of you had a purpose for a season. But now it's time to grow. It's time to shift. Because if you don't evolve, you'll sabotage the very thing you've been praying for. And let me tell you something. The evolved version of you, they're a beast. They don't fold under pressure. They don't break when they're tired. They don't beg for approval. They show up, they execute, they lead, they own it. That version of you, they're waiting on the other side of your decisions. The decision to wake up earlier. The decision to say no to distraction. The decision to stop playing small. The decision to stop blaming and start building. Every decision you make today is shaping who you'll be tomorrow, and the dream doesn't wait for the version of you that's still living in excuses. It opens up for the version that's willing to pay the price of growth. So don't chase the dream just to touch it. Chase it so you can hold it. And to hold it, you have to become it. You don't just achieve the dream, you become the person worthy of living it.